Hey everybody, Will Fix here. Got another video for you today. Today we're going to talk about XRP, as we always talk about XRP, and I love XRP. There's just a flood of news all the time concerning XRP. They're all over the place doing so much. We're also going to talk about Hedera, or HBAR specifically. A lot of you had indicated that you'd like to hear some about it, so I'll start covering a little bit of HBAR whenever I'm covering XRP from time to time, and probably throw in a little bit of CASPA for those of you who want to hear about CASPA. And so today's video, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, let me go ahead and cover this. You know that I like to use the Decent wallet. Just use the link in the description. That's all I got to say about that. Let's go ahead and get started. Just as a brief introduction, those of you that know about HBAR, this is way simple, but some of you may not even know about HBAR. So what is Hedera? What is HBAR? Hedera is to XRP like Ripple. So Hedera is the network, and HBAR is the actual coin. Hedera uses a hash graph technology rather than blockchain, and the main focus is tokenization, smart contracts, and micropayments. And HBAR happens to be the token. And just as a idea and a glance, let's take a look at the tokenomics real quick. As you see here on their site, there is a max total supply that will ever exist of 50 billion tokens. Right now circulating, there's 35,748,758,735. So we're almost at 36. So there's roughly 14 billion left to go into circulation. Now let's look up here at the speed as compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So look here. So Bitcoin, 7 transactions per second. Ethereum, the second generation ETH, is 30 transactions per second. And as you see here, Hedera HBAR, 10,000 transactions per second. That's pretty good. Average fee, man, we know about Bitcoin fees, $10. The average fee of Ethereum, 68 cents, and the average fee of Hedera, 0.001, so just a fraction of a penny. Transaction confirmation times, 10 to 60 minutes for Bitcoin, 10 to 20 seconds for Ethereum, 3 to 7 seconds for Hedera, for HBAR. And energy consumption, for those of you that are really concerned about that, and carbon credits and the whole deal, you can see here Bitcoin is extremely inefficient. I don't know what this measurement is here. It's energy consumption per transaction, 2,927,000. I don't know what that is. Is that watts? I don't know what that is. But 9.956 for Ethereum and 0.003 for Hedera. So that is the briefest introduction probably possible for Hedera, but it'll get us started, won't it? As we cover more about Hedera and HBAR, we'll get more and more familiar. Today, let's look at an article that came out yesterday. HBAR takes over Qatar with 50 million digital asset venture studio. The new account creation booms on HBAR's chain after Qatari signs a strategic partnership to build a digital assets studio. HBAR's nonprofit Hashgraph Association enters a $50 million deal with Qatar. The strategic partnership is centered around the building a digital asset studio. Hedera's distributed ledger chain welcomes over 133,000 new wallets in just 1 week. Hedera Hashgraph HBAR is known to make a strong case for adoption via the variety of partnerships the blockchain's parent company has established. A month ago, HBAR received a powerful boost when BlackRock's money market fund, MMF, went live on Hedera chain. You guys remember that? The Hashgraph Association, an independent non-profit organization, has made huge strides towards bringing this unique blockchain capability to the national level via partnerships with governmental institutions. In February of 2024, the Hashgraph Association struck a 5-year deal with the Ministry of Investment of Saudi Arabia. HBAR enters deal to build digital asset studio in Qatar. In February, the Saudi Arabian government invested $250 million in the project to build the deep tech venture studio in Riyadh, I suppose. By doing so, it aims to leverage advancements in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, virtual reality, and more. Here's an article that Zepsi put out on X about this same information here. This time, the Hashgraph Association entered a deal with Qatar, one of the world's richest countries, with a $50 million development fund. The Hashgraph Association is trusted to build a digital asset venture studio to rapidly accelerate the research and development of the digital financial landscape. Let's look here. Qatar's Digital Asset Lab within the QFC Innovation Dome supports the new Digital Assets Venture Studio as part of Qatar's National Vision 2030. Moreover, the Venture Studio of HBAR tends to focus on building bankable, decentralized finance solutions. According to Youssef Mohammed Al-Jada, the Chief Executive Officer of Qatar's Financial Center, this new partnership is instrumental in advancing our efforts in developing the launching innovative projects that establish the country as a financial and commercial hub by 2030. The new wallet creation pop-off on Qatari partnership. The Venture Studio will last 4 years and complete the initiative by 2028, empowering local businesses in Qatar. The Hashgraph Association contributes 20% of the $50 million fund, providing local startups and businesses with tutoring, engineering, financing, and development services. Furthermore, business participants in the $50 million Digital Asset Venture Studio program can assess digital asset solutions, including tokenizing real-world assets on HBAR's distributed ledger. So, wow, that's very, very cool. The strategic initiative has already borne fruit in Hedera's blockchain, rapidly rising new wallet count. Over 83,000 new wallets were created on Hedera's distributed ledger on May 15th. As the application was announced in Doha, HBAR's price stayed consolidated, picking up 1.1% gains over the past 24 hours. As of press time, Hedera Hashgraph is trading at 11 cents with a 24-hour trading volume of 80 million, bringing about 108% gains in yearly terms. HBAR is still over 80% down from its all-time peak, recorded 2.5 years ago at 56 cents, almost 57, on September 15th, 2021. On the flip side, due to the popular misconception that BlackRock had any direct involvement in the MMF tokenization deal, HBAR's 60% surge on April 24th was short-lived. A few days after BlackRock's MMF deployment on Hedera, the heavyweight investment management company cleared that up in an update on X. BlackRock referred to Archax, I think is how you say it, as the initiator of their ICS U.S. Treasury Money Market Fund, MMF, on-chain deployment and denied direct involvement. Why this matters. The $50 million incubator is directed at regulatory compliant structured financial products that are based on blockchain technology. Such collaborators between blockchain developers and governmental institutions open the doors for clearer worldwide crypto regulation, which is actually what we really want and need to get over the hump. But there's you some $50 million news in Qatar, developing a place to develop and I guess convert things into digital assets to put things on Hedera. All right, let's move on to a little bit of news about XRP. So here's an interesting article on XRP, came out yesterday. XRP to $10,000, expert gives reasons why it's inevitable. Let's go ahead and review this article and see what it does have to say. Let's see here. Eduardo Farina, CEO of I'm sorry I butcher all these names. CEO of Alpha Lions Academy, and Versan Al-Giara Black Swan Capitalist founder, lay out their arguments about why they deeply believe a $10,000 price point is realistic or inevitable for XRP. Farina and Al-Giara weighed in on the speculative subject in a recent podcast shared on their social media handles. All right, let's review that.
I stated that the IMF would set the price of XRP, and I want people to think about it like this. And I've been in many of my dad's meetings when I was a younger boy, and when they were about to launch an IPO for a company, my dad's company specifically, called Hedera Oil and Gas. People can go look that up. It did go public once. But typically, when you're about to launch an IPO, right, partners will get together. And when I say partners, at this point, I'm alluding to central banks and international settlements, et cetera, et cetera. They discuss things thoroughly, and they come up with a price before going live or taking a company public. That's when the price is set high. Then the public can start to purchase, use, or even trade it. Again, referring this to like a stock, right? In this case, similarly, I would say central banks have all come together alongside the Bank of International Settlements, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and of course, many others, payment providers and other institutions. Now, when I say they set the price of XRP, this fact has obviously not been revealed. This is what I was trying to say, and I don't think, again, I articulated it clearly, but I think people are beginning to understand why the price would have to be set really high for it to function. And then, of course, there's the technological aspect to the XRP. You know, XRP's technology is very unique. It's not like any other crypto out there, and many can confirm this, you know. As it becomes more universally accepted, adopted worldwide, which is already happening, for it to function as a settlement mechanism for big money, remember, centralized institutions, not necessarily retail, for it to work properly, the price will have to be set very high. And as XRP, again, becomes universally accepted and adopted, the high price of XRP will naturally, understanding its technology, improve its liquidity because of its technology and the burn rate, which will drive the price even higher. When I say, again, set the price, I want people to look at this like a company going public, right? They agree to the terms and conditions. They would put the price out for the public to then like trade and speculate on it. And naturally, you know, it starts moving higher because of its technological aspect. And I did watch Linda P. Jones talk about the XRP price possibly being set at $10,000. And I just want to clarify, this is in a sense what I was alluding to.
People sometimes think it's impossible. I mean, it sounds unrealistic at first, but when you fully understand the technology, in my opinion, that's inevitable that we're going to have a high price for XRP. Not only it's a better vehicle for payments, we are in the earliest days of crypto. If you're looking for Bitcoin, I have in front of me CoinMarketCap right now is sitting at $1.28 trillion, and that's virtually nothing compared to what the market cap in general of cryptocurrency is going to be, let's say, in the next 3 to 5 years. These are the earliest days of crypto. There will be plenty of room for cross-border payments, tokenization. And when we're talking about XRP, we're not only talking about all the liquidity, which sounds cliche, but we have to think that it goes even beyond cross-border payments. We're talking here about tokenization of gold. There is a company that is actually allowing people to trade gold on the XRP ledger. And I really can see that in the future, we're going to see tokenization of gold on the XRP ledger. And imagine everything to be tokenized, not only real estate, collectible cars, luxury goods, everything that costs more than $500 can even be tokenized. The whole data that is on the internet to be transferred to the blockchain, and that's going to be tokenized. And we know that you can tokenize anything of value on the XRP ledger. Then you combine two booming industries, one of them being cross-border payments, one of them being tokenization, and there you have a recipe for a higher price for XRP. If you go back to history, when first people started talking about Bitcoin, I know it's cliche, but nobody even believed $500, $1,000 Bitcoin would come. What's the utility for Bitcoin? It really doesn't solve any real world problem. It's only based on speculation. So when you have an asset like Bitcoin that is sitting at $62,000, assets like XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, all of these assets going to play a very important role on the new financial system. So do you really believe that we're going to continuously see XRP sitting at 50 cents? I really disagree with anyone that will tell me that in the next 5 years, we're not going to see price action for XRP.
There's no doubt the monetary system that we're moving towards to is going to be backed by hard assets, which also explains why the central banks and the financial institutions are purchasing in large quantities hard assets and at the same time adopting the technology for tokenization. And that technology is the Ripple protocol, which leverages the XRP to transfer the value, right? And as far as a high price of XRP, if you understand the technology and then, of course, look at all the debt that's associated with the traditional monetary system, and again, hence the central banks adopting the technology, there's that incentive to dissolve the global debt as well. But when you understand the technology and what XRP is designed to do and serve as a settlement mechanism, then yes, it makes sense for a very high price. But of course, the average Joe and Jane, they don't understand really not just the technology. And that's why there's always these questions like, well, where did the figure of a 10,000, for instance, come from? Well, it's associated with what's going on in the debt market. And that's the correlation. And most people don't really understand how the traditional monetary system works. Hence all the new monetary policies that are being set under the radar, which, Vindel and I, we try so hard, including you, Edo, to bring this into light. But you got to understand the situation is a very multifaceted, multidimensional chess game that, in my opinion, the average Joe and Jane can't even begin to comprehend. And one aspect that most people still don't understand, won't accept, is how central banks are collectively destroying the economy, designed to widen the wealth gap and consolidate power across the financial system. We see the same shit in the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry, big tech, and even blockchain. And that's exactly what's playing out in the world today. So you and I and them, the puppets, are actual slaves to the central banks, which are obviously involved in this monetary policy reset. So I just want the audience to be mindful of the true nature of the causes and the changes that we're witnessing, right? Because these entities, these institutions are trying to weaponize, again, the digital infrastructure while profiting from it and attacking it simultaneously. Is Ripple XRP a military operation? I shared that with you privately, remember? Because I wasn't really sure, but I did see some information that gave me the healthy speculation that alluded to it's possible that there was some military operation behind it to dethrone the US dollar. But this is, again, why people just need to prepare and take action now. There will be a point, and I keep alluding to this, that the debt market will fail, the global debt market. And when that happens, in my opinion, the masses, majority of them, will get wiped out. And the only reason everything is still functioning the right way and all these people are living their lives is because they have credit cards. But one day that will stop. And again, they are going to issue more debt because debt gives the central banks more control. And that's why they're trying to keep you in the dollar. Hence, Senator Warren's bill, Treasury Department, and even the Fed suggested, and I'm not kidding, this article came out like 2 days ago. Robert Kiyosaki covered it, and they said that they could tweak the Constitution to enforce people to transact in the dollars. And again, that ties us back into the anti-crypto bill, which is incredible. They don't want us to make money, but at the same time, this is a problem reaction solution cycle designed to control the masses. It's part of the master plan, and this even ties back to the United Nations.
Thank you, Edward Farina and Black Swan Capital. Excellent video. Here's a couple other supporting videos, just maybe a minute a piece, that support the idea of the failing banks. Here's Economic Ninja.
Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. Countries are dumping our treasuries left and right. They are abandoning the dollar. They are seeking other currencies to do bilateral trade. It absolutely blows me away that there are first off people that have zero clue just because they're not into economics. What blows me away is sometimes comments make its way through from complete and utter fools. I say that because the other day I received a text or a comment about someone that was so enraged, saying, I'm a doom and gloom fearmonger. And I said, all I do is read the news. I don't know what to tell you. I'm reading the news. I'm showing you facts. They said, no one is dumping the dollar. The dollar is going to remain the world's reserve currency. You do not know what you're talking about. Stop filling the people with fear. I watched Jerome Powell state in front of Congress that in his opinion, he does not see the US dollar continuing as the only reserve currency in the world.
Big news right there. And let's look at this one too. It's about a minute long. Stick with me. This is Michael Cohen. I like to watch his YouTube videos as well. Let's see what he has to say. It's about a minute.
So what we're going to talk about in today's video, we're going to talk about the lie that they've been telling us how strong the economy is. Because I think you all know that the economy is not as strong as they're telling us. Yes, the manipulated GDP data is going up, but that's just because of record migration, both legal and illegal, and because of inflation. If you took out migration and you took out the factor that everything's going up 5-10% per year, we would be in a severe recession or even closer to Great Depression levels. And if you ask the individual, are they better or worse off than 5 years ago? A lot of people would tell you they're now worse off. Yes, they may be earning more dollars, but those dollars are buying fewer and fewer stuff. And now it is starting to show in the data. They can't hide it anymore, people. So look at this. Consumer sentiment tumbles as inflation fears surge. So we've all seen the data come out that inflation is surging.
And none of us need an article to tell us about inflation, and we don't even need their numbers to understand where we're going to, eat at a restaurant or buy anything at the grocery store or get gas. Or what about rental? I have some rentals, and I have one particular rental that was rented for $750. It's a single wide 2-bedroom trailer that I own. I own a couple of those, and I own a couple other pieces of rental. And this particular one was $750 a month, and it's been rented for a couple of years, and we just put somebody new in it. And when I looked at rental rates, $1,300 a month. And I had people climbing all over it, and got a guy in there, $1,300 a month. It almost doubled just from a couple years ago. In my area, the cost of housing has gone way up. I saw a double wide down the street. I live on a ridge, and on 13 acres. I'm on the top, and the road down below has big tracts of land, and it's an area that's you could put mobile homes, or used to be able to put mobile homes there. And there's a double wide mobile home on my street that they fixed up. It's got a gravel driveway. 0.4 of an acre, so it's just a lot. It's not one of the bigger lots like the rest of the lots. but right on my road. After they rehabbed it, it's just a 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom, I think it's 2.5 bath. $250,000 is what it sold for. Unbelievable. Anyway, hey, if you like this kind of content, please do like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all watching. Drop me a note in the comments. Tell me what you think about covering HBAR, and I appreciate you. You guys have a great day. See you next video.